All right, 99.3 Nigerian for FM is the station you're listening to, and this is the Role Model. Welcome and good morning. If it's your first time, this is the Role Model Show. On this show, we bring you inspiring stories of individuals from different walks of life, people who have achieved success in their chosen fields, and people who are doing something worth talking about or emulating. Indeed, these people are the role models. On the show, we have them share their stories, and of course, more importantly, talk about the values that have helped them and shaped them into the person that they are today. We do this in hope that their stories will inspire someone out there to go out, brace up, give life your best shot, and be the best you can be. And don't forget, you can reach out to us this morning on social media at Ima for Impact, and of course at Value Lines on Instagram, and of course on Twitter. And don't forget also to follow our pages, and also you have the opportunity to also suggest a role model you would like to see on the show any of these days. Now, I have an interesting guest in the studio this morning, someone that a lot of us have been looking forward to meeting from the feedback I've been getting on our social media handles. My guest this morning is one of Nigeria's foremost leadership experts and coach, and he's the author of two fast-selling books titled The Leadership Quadrant and, of course, The Speaker. With over 100 presentations delivered annually to local and, of course, international audiences, he has been able to train over 35,000 people on leadership, and his concepts have been widely adopted and endorsed as relevant, practical, and indeed result-oriented. He was recently honored as the Performance Strategist of the year 2017 at the Middle East Africa Business Awards. My guest is the CEO of FifthGear Plus, an innovative consulting firm with clients from at least one of the top 3 organizations in major sectors of the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me this morning to the studio, Mr. Niyi Adesanya.
Okay, good morning, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for having me, and it's a good pleasure to be here.
Mr. Niyi, the pleasure is mine. I mean, you defied the traffic this morning to be here this morning. I mean, it's a sacrifice you made.
Yeah, considering the fact that I don't go out on Mondays.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
All right, let's dive in. Mr. Niyi, a lot of people know you as a motivational speaker, as a life coach, as a leadership coach. Now, can we meet you in more detail? And by this I mean, where were you born? Where did you school? Where did you grow up? And all the rest.
Well, I was born in Lagos. Okay. One particular year like that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And we moved around. My dad moved around a lot. He was in Benin, Port Harcourt, Kano, Shagamu. Actually, I'm from Shagamu, Ogun State.
Okay.
And schools were going up and there, here and there, everywhere. So you have a touch. We had a touch of every major ethnic group, more or less, growing up. And then, how will I say again? I think that's that. And family of 6.
Okay.
The third. My greatest ambition before now, about 30 years ago, was to be the Caribou of Remola.
So after that ambition,
I'm a cross.
Okay. All right, Mr. Niyi, you growing up, what was growing up like for you? I mean, your family, can you describe your family as rich, middle class?
Well, we started rich. Because then I could recollect that while we were in Kano, people came to our house for.
Oh, you grew up in Kano?
Yeah, I had some few years in Kano.
Okay, when Kano?
Sabongeri. Everybody.
I was born in Kano.
You were born in Kano?
Yeah, my mom used to sell in Sabongeri Market. We stayed in Zoo Road. We stayed in Hausawa to do what and all that.
I think Car Street then was No Man's Land.
No Man's Land was where my school was. I schooled in No Man's Land.
Well, don't worry. I know I must have left Kano. So people used to come to the house.
Okay.
It was like a gathering of the Yoruba community there. But my dad moved to his hometown, and then things just turned the other way. And then we moved from wealthy to very poor. Wow. I mean, not poor, but very poor. I mean, very, very poor. Like I always tell people, we were so poor that poor people called us poor. It was that bad. So it wasn't that palatable. And knowing full well when I was going to write my secondary school living certificate, I'm trying to hide my
idea already. Don't worry.
I was trying to write that secondary school certificate. Then what's it called? It was the PTA association of my school that paid my way.
Wow.
And then you need to realize the amount was that.
What school was that, please?
Muslim High School, Shagam. Can you imagine? Okay. I'm actually from the backside. When they say you were born on the wrong side of the city, wow. We came from that side of the city.
Wow. But interestingly, you have been able to turn that tide around. How did it happen? How did you make it? I mean, no matter what, you may not have a mansion in Banana Island, but you are a success by your own standards, by your own rights.
I told you I don't have a mansion in Banana Island. But I'm not saying I have anyway.
They're just going to come after you.
No. Why would they come after me? They don't come after me. As long as my books are clean.
It's all good. So, how did you make that switch from that dark side of life to the good side of life, as it were?
Well, really, to be frank and to be very serious, I just need to first say this. I think this is the first time I'll be saying this on live TV, on live radio or anything. It's first I met Christ. Okay. I met Christ, and then that's a very, very important factor. Mm-hmm. I met Christ, and I met someone else along with Christ, and that's how and then that really brought a lot of reorganization to my life, because then I was NFA. I was no future ambition, going from one club to another, just messing around, smoking and doing all sorts. It was. You wake up in the morning, you don't even know what to do. But that brought a change in my life, and that's why I always tell people that the most important factor that you need to succeed in life is nothing but relationship. Once you can secure a good relationship, and then you know how to walk that relationship, and then you will always succeed in life. So those two important relationships changed my life from the start, and I think we met 1993, and then the rest is history.
Oh, that's great. Now, at a point, you used to be a pastor. Well, or you are a pastor. You used to be a full-time pastor. That's the word to use now.
I was going to take you up on that.
No, you used to be a full-time pastor, and then you decided to shelve that for what you call itinerant ministry. What informed that decision?
Many of us we are ordained into the pastoral ministry, but we are not called pastors. And you're not supposed to be in the four walls of a church. You're supposed to be out there doing some other things. And then I realized that I wasn't a called pastor. I was more of an evangelist and a teacher. So why stay in the church? So, and then again, from where you come from, you have to be able to set up a building. Then I realized that I have other gifts. I have the leadership gift. I have organizational gift. I have administrative gift. So why not take that to the marketplace? So we started the company FifthGear then, leadership management consulting, and we train corporate organization. So from there, we still do all our itinerant stuff.
All right. Talking about leadership and FifthGear. Now, FifthGear, a car comes to mind when you say FifthGear Plus. People think, oh, okay, my car has 6 gears and all that. What exactly is FifthGear?
Yeah, well, really, when we started FifthGear, it was more about FifthGear, and then we realized that some other people have the 6th gear in the car, the 7th gear. So that's why we introduced the plus into it. Okay. So it's FifthGear plus. So whatever you want to have to, you can't be changing names all the time. But we got inspiration from gear 5 then. Yeah. Now that makes you just cruise and just move freely as much as can. It gives you speed. Okay. Good. So that's where we got the name.
So what do you do exactly with FifthGear Plus?
Well, we train. We do HR stuff. HR, recruitment, publishing, and then training. And then we do a lot of restructuring also in the organization that we do. We have, like you read in the profile, we have our clients, 1 out of every 3, top 3, at least 1 out of every top 3 in the major sector of the economy.
I mean, that's quite some achievement. How did you get to that point where you now consult for top brands? I mean, you started from the backside of life, and here you are sitting with kings and consulting for top multinationals. How did you transit from that point A to the point, I don't want to say Z now because you're still moving to the
point B for now.
B, okay. All right.
B, well, definitely, like you said, relationship first. And now, again, when you're connecting with people, you have to bring in value. What value are you bringing? So I always tell people the reason why people want to do business with you, the reason why people want to do anything with you is because you bring in real value to the table. And that's what we do. But definitely you may have value to give. If you do not have strong relationship, forget about it. One of my mentors, Patty, told me, said this so many years to me, one-on-one, and said, you know what, your network is determined by your net, and your net worth is determined by your network. So you build up good relationship. I figured that out. Most of the job that I've gotten, I got it because I was able to do what I call the kingpin strategy. You get the kingpin and then you get the territory.
Wow, that's amazing. Now you have a popular, formula you're always fond of quoting. You call it the individual competitiveness formula. Can you talk about that?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
I've had this formula for like almost 10, 15 years right now. And every time I try to run away from it, people bring me back.
It's a powerful formula, so you can't run away from it.
Yeah, it's working. Sometimes you get tired of what you've been talking about for years.
Working, you can't be tired of talking about it.
You get tired of it. People don't get tired of it. But anyways, this is it. The formula is just simple and it can help anybody. It's what you know plus how you express what you know. Multiplied by who you know, who knows you. That comes back to relationship. And this is the way it goes. What you do, you must know something. You must know what makes you tick. You must know how you thrive. You must know what swings your emotions back and forth. And you must be a master of yourself. That's what we call self-mastery. Now, as much as you know yourself, then the next thing you need to do is to express what you know. And there are 3 ways you express yourself. And 1, you communicate well. 2, you're creative about it, the way you communicate, because everybody communicates well. Most people communicate well, but for you to distinguish yourself, you need to be creative about it. And number 3, there has to be that confidence and courage. And the reason why people don't succeed in life because they lack confidence and courage. You must be able to dare, you must be able to go, you must be able to push. Even when things are not working, you must keep pushing. And that's how to express it. Now, when you look at the formula, is what you know plus, that is arithmetic progression. 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 4, 8. Now, by the time you get to the other side of the equation, this is where the magic is. It's multiplied by who you know and who knows you. That's where relationship comes in. Now, what you know, how you express it is always amplified by the people you know. And then, multiplied brings you to the geometric progression. Like I always tell people, once you know something and you express it well, you have, we're only mates when we're dealing with 2 and 2. When you're dealing with your own 2 and 2, it's 4. When I'm dealing with my own 2 and 2 multiplied, it's still 4. We're mates at that point, but after that, we're no more mates. So everybody who knows how to express, must know how to build solid relationship, be able to let them express very well. So the geometric thing comes in, and then when it comes to that relationship angle, that's where you now begin to build up, and you must know how to speak. Like I tell people, the language of greatness. You must know how to gain access into the presence of greatness, and you must know how to manage greatness, because most people don't know that.
That's great. Now, Mr. Niyi, you speak about the depth and breadth of knowledge. Yeah.
You really have done a lot of research.
Yeah. You speak a lot about the depth and breadth of. Can you talk about that a little?
Yeah, that's what's it called? The first part of the equation, what you know, there has to be depth, and there has to be breadth, and then this is knowing something about everything and knowing everything about something. Now, you are a doctor, you must know everything about medicine, but that doesn't mean you should just stay there. You must also, as a doctor, know something about other fields, because when the lawyers are talking and you don't know about the Constitution, you don't know about rule of law, you don't even know the mundane things, the basic things, the likelihood that your confidence level will just dwindle and then just get off the hook is high. So you need to know something about everything. So that's what the breadth and the depth of knowledge is.
That's amazing. Now, you've written 2 books. Not many persons have written books in their lifetime. You've written 2 books, am I right? Is it more than 2? I know you have a lot of audio materials and PDF materials.
I've published 2 books. I have 3 books right now written. Waiting for publishing.
All right, so you have the leadership quadrant and then the speaker.
Exactly.
Tell us about those books, please.
Well, the speaker just teaches you on how to make presentations, and then how to make presentations, corporate presentations, speak in the public, and everything like that. Okay. And it's a go-to book, I think, in this part of the world. And when you get a copy of that book, you realize that book is one of the best books we can have on that subject around here. And not just that, we have an audio version of it, and then it's world class. And then my latest book right now, I've been published one, is the Leadership Quadrant. Okay. And that's where we're trying to solve the leadership decadence in the country. And then trying to change people's mindset, also trying to infuse in them value, because we have a culture in this part of the world that is money driven, and then we need to start having value driven culture where we're not just asking how you made money, we're asking we're just not interested in you making money, we're asking how you make the money, and then we're celebrating the how, the means, not the end. People only celebrate the end. They say end justifies the means, but I think ends and means should justify themselves.
That's amazing. Now, you've done so much for multinationals. How much are you doing in the political space? To help shape leadership for politicians and government, public office holders, because there's so much leadership depth in that particular sector.
It's the leadership depth is in the culture of our nation, not just in anywhere. You can find it everywhere you go to. I had the privilege of coaching a former governor, and then I've had some few special assistants being proteges, and I won't say dived into the political scene so strongly, but 2019 is presenting a lot of opportunities to do just that. So we're looking at that, and then we'll be making some bit of noise there.
Mr. Niyi, so far, what are the challenges you faced in building a brand? For yourself. You've worked with a lot of multinationals. Were there times you were looked down on? Maybe in the early days, were there times that people felt that, where's this young boy, where's he coming from, what does he have to say, has he made money, what's he saying here? Were there times you faced such challenges that really dwindled your morale and your self-confidence?
Yeah, definitely. And if you look at me, people don't believe this anymore. I have a baby face. It's very likely that you look at me and you miss
small boy.
You take me as a small boy that I am anyways. So but you go to meetings like that. I remember 2005, my first event with one of the multinationals, and then the HR guy confessed to me later that he had to hide me, and he didn't want the MD to see me until my time to come up.
Wow.
And he also took a risk, but thank God the risk paid off. Because you had a baby face and you're wondering, you're coming to talk to a multinational oil and gas. You have 2,000 people, the MD, everybody is there. How does it make sense? So at that point, the only way to negate that or to bring that down is to make sure you give value, and then you must know your skills very well, and you must be able to deliver it the way you ought to be delivered. So we did that, and then the only way you can make people respect you is by giving results and by showing results also. And again, sometimes people look down on you, look down at you because basically they can't see anything. I remember then that's why you need relationship. I remember there was a time I went to bid for a job, and then the HR guy was going through the note and my proposal and say, "You're this consultant, you be thinking that you can do this, you can do that. Are you sure you can do this? Are you sure you can do that?" But luckily for me, I put a picture of myself and Patty told me, and then Sam DME in there was a newspaper clipping. So when he got to that page, he saw it. I said, "You know Pat?" I said, "Yes." Then he went back from page one again, and then he's like, "Oh wow, yeah, I believe you can do this. I believe you can do
just that paradigm."
Just that paradigm. Because of the people you associate with. Sometimes that's why you need to be in association, to be in this ICANN group, this and that. What's it called? Institute of Personnel Management. Once you follow that, it gives you credibility by the people you associate with. So all those things are very important. That's how you can reduce that mindset that people.
All right, that's great. Lagos, we're speaking to Mr. Niyi Adesanya. We can take a few calls if you put your call through within the few minutes we have. You can call 012770993, 012771993, and of course you can call 012772993. Back to you, Mr. Niyi Adesanya. You have a program coming up. It's a boot camp. You call it leadership boot camp, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Wow. I didn't know I was going to do this. Well, it's coming up in July 24th and 25th.
Okay.
It's a boot camp for what we really want to do there is to close the gap, because we realize there's a big gap between the CEO and then the immediate management after the CEO.
Okay.
You know, they always complain, I don't know, I delegate to them, they don't get the job done, my expectations are not being met. So what we try to do with that is to be able to close that gap. That's what the boot camp is just going to do. And not just that, also give the CEO the right to be able to think, because they need to also come there. If they can come there, then we think then right to also be able to think. And then we want to let people know that there's a separation between operation and strategy. And then how do you bridge that gap between operation and strategy? And not just that, also, and it's something we call a leadership mastery. You must master leadership. For you to master leadership, you must master self, you must master relationship. I always like relationship. And you must master the business that you're in. How do you master the business? Now, can I lead, can I, Niyi Adesanya, lead a radio station? I think I can.
So please, can you just hold your thoughts, sir? We're going to take a phone call very quickly. Sorry, 1 minute. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost the call. Okay, please go on, sir.
Yeah, can I lead a radio station? Yes, I can lead a radio station. All I just need to do is look at what do I need to read, what do I need to go, who do I need to talk to. So that's some of the things that we want people to know, because when it comes to leadership, we believe that we're not supposed to make you work hard on your job. We also let you work hard on yourself. Because when you work hard on yourself, no matter where you're posted to, you can always handle it. That's what the boot camp is all about. And it's going to be 80% workshop. And then it's actually
part about some yoga sessions and all that.
Oh yeah, yoga sessions. Not just that, we have music. I mean, music. Okay.
So
we're planning to have a live.
When is it coming up? When?
July 24th and
25th.
Where? You need to register before you can know the venue.
Okay, so you can follow at Niyi Adesanya on Instagram. You get a lot of details.
Yeah.
Also, I will post it on my handles as well. Follow at Value Lines or at Ima for Impact. You have the details on my Instagram handle. Mr. Niyi, what are the values that have shaped you to where you are today? I mean, you've been able to achieve so much with the help of God, of course. What are the values you can say shaped you into the person you are today?
Okay, good. I think that can be taken from the values that I actually brought into my company. And I got it from Gear. And then the G, God first. Anything I do, always God first. And then 2, it's exceptional service. We try to give exceptional services. Not that we do that all the time, but we try to give it all the time. We improve that. And that's why we always monitor what we do. Now, when we train for 4 days, we don't wait till the last day before we do the evaluation. We evaluate the first day, and then every day 4 times. So, and then also the A, we do accountability. We try to stay accountable to the government, and I try to stay accountable to my staff, and I expect my staff to stay accountable to me. And then the R, the relationships. There's something about relationship at Niyi Adesanya, and we believe so much. We could lose money, but we don't want to lose relationships. And then because we the P, there's another P, we call it Gear Plus. The P there talks about professionalism. We try to encourage our people to increase their skills and proficiency professionally, and then we also try to deliver whatever we deliver in a professional way. But most important than the one that is the God first, and then the relationships. Absolutely important for us. We can trade money, we can lose money, but we don't want to lose relationships.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, Mr. Niyi, what do you think you should have done better, or started earlier, or not done at all? Do you have anything you think, I shouldn't have done this? If I have to have the second chance, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't do this rather.
Probably I would have gone to school earlier than I did. Yeah, probably I would have. Probably, yeah, I would have read more than I did. And if I had known about relationship long before,
you have built more.
I would have built more. I wouldn't have been. I was brash. very undiplomatic, just say the way it is kind of a guy. I think now looking with hindsight, I think it's better that I.
Okay. So, as around Mr. Niyi, what's your reading culture like? I mean, I know you have a knack for research and reading. What's your reading culture like?
I've been lazy lately on that reading stuff, but there was a time I was reading not less than 2 to 3 hours. But now, probably the cares of this world and the demand of work, but the job just demands that you must read. But I can't say I read that much. I'm very lazy. I do selective reading right now. I go to the book. I don't read cover to cover. I used to read cover to cover. I just go there, whatever we want. Okay. I need to deal about administration. Okay, what's talking about admin here? Read it and then dump the book back. And then I read based on need right now.
All right, Mr. Niyi, thank you very much for coming. It's nice having you in the studio. I'm sure listeners out there have gotten one or two things from your story that will inspire them to become the best you can be. All right, Lagos, that's the show for today. It's the Role Model comes your way every Monday, 10:30 a.m. And like you know, the show brings you exciting interviews with people who are doing something interesting and something worth talking about. You can please endeavor to follow us on social media at IMA for Impact and of course at Value Lines. Okay, we have a call before we round off today. Can we take that call, please? The call is gone. Oh, sorry, Lagos. I think we're having a challenge with our system. But that's the show for today. Thank you very much for listening. We hope you do have a wonderful week.